Welcome to Council Action. My name is Elizabeth Couts. I'm the mayor of the city of Burnsville. Council Action is a summary of the council's meeting on Tuesday, September 18, 2018. The meeting was called to order at 5:30 p.m. and we begin our meetings with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. We then move on to our announcements, and we had one proclamation. Our announcements have to do with all of our upcoming meetings. Council meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, October 2nd at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, October 16th at 5:30 p.m. We have work sessions scheduled for Tuesday, October 9th at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, October 23rd at 5:30 p.m. We're also in the midst of our Truth and Taxation meeting schedule, and we have a department budget presentation meeting on Tuesday, October 23rd at 5:30 p.m. And then we have a budget work session on November 13th at 5:30 p.m. and another budget work session on Tuesday, November 27th at 5:30 p.m. And then we adopt the budget and the final levy on Tuesday, December 4th at 6 p.m. And we had one proclamation, and that was for Minnesota Women of Today. Please tune in and hear the proclamation. And then we move on to citizens' comments, and no one appeared before the City Council to speak to any items. And there were no emergency items to be added to the final agenda. And then we moved on to the consent agenda. And the first item on the consent agenda, we approved all of the minutes of our past meetings. We approved claims listing, and we also approved and authorized the payment to the League of Minnesota Cities annual dues. We also approved the administrative service agreement between ICMA and the Retirement Corporation and the City of Burnsville. We approved and authorized the 2018 renewal for Community Development System annual software maintenance and support. And we approved the First Amendment and modification of amended and restated communication site lease agreement with New Singular at Fire Station 1, 911-140, 140th Street West. And then we also approved and accepted the bids and awarded the contract for the roof replacement project at the Ice Center. We also approved the resolution for the application for conveyance of tax forfeited land for the authorized public use of right-of-way. And we approved and accepted the bids and awarded the contract for winter 2018-2019 North Central Terrace Oak Savannah restoration. And we approved the project and accepted the quote and awarded the contract for the 2018 Parks Volleyball Court Border project. And we also approved and accepted the quote and awarded the contract for the HOC, that's the Heart of the City, Parking Deck Expansion Joint Project. And we also approved and accepted the quotes and awarded the contract for the 2018 lateral drainage modification, corrugated metal pipelining. We approved and accepted the quote and awarded the contract for the 2018 lateral drainage modification, pond improvement project. And we also awarded the contract and approved the license agreement with the Union Pacific Railroad for the Union Pacific Area Stormwater Improvement. And we also approved the application for the City of Burnsville for a proposed zoning code amendment to Title 10, Chapter 7, to update solar provisions and performance standards. We adopted the ordinance as well. We also approved the application for the City of Burnsville on proposed zoning code amendment to Title 10, Chapter 4. These are for the definitions in Title 10, Chapter 7 on permitted and prohibited fence and screening materials. We also adopted the ordinance and authorized the publication of the summary ordinance. We also approved the application for the City of Burnsville for the proposed zoning code amendment to modify performance standards for a conditional use permit and plan unit development and to adopt the ordinance. We also approved the application for Don A. Homes for a conditional use permit to allow a retaining wall to exceed 8 feet in height within the rear yard at the Summit at Buck Hill, 3rd edition, and we adopted the findings of fact. And that was the end of the consent agenda. And we moved on to the regular agenda. And the first item on the regular agenda was item 5, and this was a public hearing. and it was a resolution to adopt the first half 2018 code enforcement assessments. That item was presented, and there were no questions of staff. I opened the public hearing. No one spoke to the item, closed the public hearing, and the item was approved. There were no miscellaneous items, and the meeting was adjourned. I'd like to remind everyone that council action replays at 6 a.m. and noon, 6 p.m. and midnight, and city council meetings replay at various times on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And I encourage you to watch the following to see how you can view past meetings and current meetings via the internet at www.burnsville.org. I'm Elizabeth Kautz, Mayor of the City of Burnsville. Thank you for joining me. Continue to make a difference.